Okay, so now let's look at how to build a sales page with Optimize Press 2. So you can see I'm within my WordPress dashboard. Now you'll remember in module 3, we looked at how to install cPanel, how to install WordPress, and then installing Optimize Press 2. So within the WordPress dashboard, you're logged in. We're going to hover over Optimize Press. We're going to select Page Builder. I know we did briefly cover this in that module, but I'm just going to go into it a bit more detail here. So I'm going to call this sales page, and I'm going to keep it on blank page, and I'm going to proceed to step 2. I'm going to select marketing site page and proceed to step 3. I'm going to keep it on full width, the template style, and I'm going to proceed to step 4. Now, this section here is a settings page. Now, you can install or upload a banner or header for your sales page if you wish to do so. All you'd need to do would be drop down this box, turn it on, and then take the logo off and just select banner header. That's all you need to do is click that. Then you'd upload a banner image here, and you'd upload the repeating header background so it links in nicely and the color fills the whole of the header of the page that you're using, the full width. Now, if you are going to be using a header, a banner, if you don't already have one or have a resource for getting one, please do give my good friend a shout, Steve at GFX1, and he will whip you one up in no time at all and for a very good price. And you know, he's a master with the graphics, he really is. You'll find a link for him just below to his site where you can order your graphics and you can get in touch with him and bounce some ideas off him. Okay, please do, if you're going to do that, just give him a heads up that I sent you. That'd be much appreciated, so we can knock a bit of knock a bit of the price off for when I next order my next set of graphics. That'd be great. But for this instance, I'm not going to be using a header, so I'm going to turn that off. And you can also, in the settings section, you can change the color of your page, which we can quickly look at. Page color settings. I'm going to keep it as it is for now. I'm not really that bothered about that. But if you want to change the color scheme, then be my guest. You can play around with it. It's always good to have a mess around and see how it is. It's the best way of learning how to use something is just by getting out there and doing it. Just having a play around with some of the settings and just seeing what works and what doesn't. You've also got the on-page functionality. This is the SEO options, other scripts that you may have, other code that you want to paste in. Exit redirect, which is the exit pop-up. So I'll quickly show you now while we're here. I would be turning this on, and you can see here this opens this up. So you'd have a redirect to a URL. So for this instance, we're just going to use my 5-figure funnel profits website. So we'll paste that in there, and then we'd have this message what's going to be displayed. So that's the message that I'm putting in. It's only something quick and simple. It just reads, wait, before you go, grab your free gift, click stay on page. I mean, you could go into a bit more detail and tell them what they're actually going to be getting as a free gift, just to give them a bit more of a push to click and stay on page. But I'm just quickly showing you, okay? So I've turned that on, I've written that, I'm going to save settings and launch live editor. Okay, so here we are inside the live editor. Now the first thing I'm going to do is add a new row. Now I'm going to select one column because this is basically the headline. Remember, this is the headline what we're using. So I'm selecting one column, inserting it into the page, and now we add an element. So I click add element. So you'll see here there's a range of different elements all within inside Optimize Press 2. You can scroll down and try and find the one which you need to use, or you can just simply stay at the top and just enter the search term headline or whatever it is you need, and that'll bring it up. I'm just going to click standard headline, and I'm going to quickly think of something to put in. Something dead simple. That's just totally off the top of my head. So you'd obviously spend a bit of time on your headline, having a look at other people's headlines in your niche, what's working, getting ideas, obviously using the same system as what I went through before on my sales page, where you need to relate to your target market. You need to give them a clear insight of what it's about. But just for this instance, I'm just getting something out there, and now I'm going to format it. So I'm going to choose a size, and I'm going to go with something nice and big for people to see. We'll stick with 50. I'm going to choose the font. and I'm going to select courier. The style I'm going to have bold. The color I'm going to have a shade of red. Spacing I'm going to leave, and I'm going to add a dark shadow. Its alignment is in the center, so I'm going to insert that. And there you go. Discovered a top secret method which I used to make $1,082 overnight. Okay, so now I'm going to add another element, and this time I'm going to add a bit of proof. So what I need to do for adding proof is add an image. So I'll type in image, and I'm going to select just the images one. Select file, and I'm going to find an image to upload. I'm just going to use this image because I think it's just an affiliate promotion. It isn't anything to do with earning $1,082, by the way. It's a promotion that I've run. I'm not sure when, but I'm going to add it anyway, just for the purposes of this example, this video. I'm going to select none, and I'm going to insert into post, and I was selecting the link none. I don't want the image to be clickable, so they're going to be able to open it up. I don't want anything clickable apart from the buy button. So that's the image there. I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to show you something in a minute actually, and I'm going to insert that into the post. Now notice how it's right below the headline. Now I'm not too fond of that. I want a bit of a gap. I want a bit of a gap in between. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this pencil or pen button after hovering over the bit I want to edit, and that's going to bring me back to that screen where the image is. So I'm looking at top margin, okay, top margin here, and I'm going to select 50px, and that should be giving us enough of a gap for me to be happy with. Okay, so there it is. That's a nicer gap, a much better gap. What you could also do is add a subheadline in text. You could just use text element to add a subheadline. Remember, I had the most important letter of the year. That could be above. Just something to give them a bit more emphasis as to what's going on, why they should be staying on this page. So there's an image of proof. I wasn't far off, $977. I wasn't sure what this was, but it's a promotion that I did a while back, a few months ago. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to give the little bit of introduction to me. So I want my picture and I want a little bit of text. So what I'm going to do is, instead of adding the element and using the option which is images or image and next to it text, I'm going to add a new row. So I'm going to click add new row, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the complex layouts and select 1/3 and 2/3. Okay, I'm going to click insert into page, and this gives me a bit of more play. So I'm going to select image, I'm going to upload an image of my pretty mug, and then I'm going to add some text. So I'm just going to simply put text, and I'm going to select text block, sorry. Now remember when we were talking about sales copy and writing sales copy, how I said to always write it on your Word document first. Okay, so I've got that open. I'm just going to head on over to the Word document, and I'm going to grab this text here from the desk of Thomas Owen, and I'm going to go back over to Optimize Press and just simply paste it in. I'm going to format it a little bit. I'm going to stick with 26px. I'm going to stick with Courier as the font. I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to make it black. I'm also going to put some top padding in because I want it to sit around about in the middle. So I'm going to select 50 again and see where that ends up. Okay, that's near enough. I'd probably have it a bit lower down, just because I don't want the text sitting right at the top of the box, so in line with the top of my image. I want it to be sitting round about in the middle like it is now. So then what I'd do is I'd add a new row because I want to go back to one column. I don't want to keep on. If you look, I can add another element with this 1/3. And I can add another element here with the 2/3, but I don't want to do that. I want to go back to a full block, one column. So I'll insert that into the page, and we're going to be getting into the little bit of introduction. So keeping with text, the text block, select that. I'm going to swipe my little bit here, and I'm going to paste it in. And then I'm going to edit it or format it. I'm going to go with 22px, I'm going to stick with courier and I'm going to make it black. I'm going to insert that. Okay, so there's a text there, that's a start. What I'm going to add now is, now I'm not going to write the sales copy fully out, okay, because it's going to take too much time. But what I'm going to do is just add each element which is going to be important and which you're going to be using, just to show you how to add it, how to find it, how to format it. So we've got the headline, we've got an image of proof and also my handsome face. We've got some text. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some bullet points. So if I just fly down to bullet block here, or you could have searched it. Now I'm going to select the top one. I'm going to use this large icon that's already here, the tick. However, if you wanted to use some of the bonus graphics pack that I provided you after buying the front end product, 5-figure funnel profits, remember the graphics pack that was included as a bonus, then you could upload your own bullet icon, okay? And that'd be simply just selecting this file here and you'd be able to upload it. However, for the example of this, I'm just going to keep it as it is. And bullet one, I mean, I could go and swipe this off my sales copy as we're only using examples. I'll swipe that. Add a new one. Swipe the next one, copy and paste. And I'll add 3 for the sake of this example. Okay, and advanced options, because we want to format it. I think it was 22. Courier and black. Insert at that. Okay, and there you go, you've got your bullet points. I dropped this down a bit. Again, we need the top margin, so let's go to advanced. I'd want this dropping down because it is clashing too much with the text above. Now, bullet points, you can't actually, or I don't think you can edit the top margin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the text box and I'm going to edit the bottom padding, the bottom margin. So I'll put 50. And there you go, it's a bit more of a gap, makes it look a bit more easy to read. So that's that bit. Now, we could also do is actually put your bullet points inside a feature block, or feature box, sorry. So what I'm going to do is type in feature. You can see you've got a range here. I'm going to use the feature box and I'm going to select one that stands out a bit. The rounded corners with blue looks good. I'm going to insert that. Okay, so now you can see the boxes here. What we can do now is actually add elements. So what I can do is add an element inside the box, and now I can put my bullet block in. Okay, so I can do exactly the same, put different bullets in or put the same bullets in and get rid of that bullet block above. So we need to add an element inside the feature box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in bullet block, select bullet block, and this time I'm going to add the bullets inside the feature box. So add new, and I'm just going to, for the sake of this one, just add 1 bullet just to save a bit of time. Obviously format it, so 22px, courier and black, insert, update. So now the bullets are inside the feature box as opposed to outside. So if I was to get rid of this, then the bullets are going to be in the feature box and it just makes them stand out a bit more from the text. Okay, so people are going to be able to see that these are the benefits, that sort of thing. So there's the bullet points inside the box. What we're going to add now is some testimonials. Okay, so bearing in mind I'm not doing the full sales page, okay? I'm just showing you some of the bits which you're going to definitely need to use. So we've got the headline, so you add in headlines. You've got images, so your proof and images of yourself, screenshots, that sort of thing. We've added text. We've added a feature box and bullet points. Okay, so now we're going to add testimonials. So simply typing in testimonials brings it up. And you can now choose the template of your testimonials. So let's use this one. Let's just use this one for simplicity. Add new. Okay, so add name, Thomas Owen. You can add the company. You can even add their website, so the people who are giving you a testimonial, if they want their website up there in the testimonial so people can maybe click, then that's no problem at all. We can do this. I'll just put this here to show you. Okie dokie. And then I'm just going to swipe something for the testimonial. I'll just grab this, put it in here. And then image, of course, I went past that, so we'll go back to image. I'm just going to grab the same picture of my face. And I don't want it linking to anything. Insert into post. Insert. Okay, so there's a testimonial box there for me. So then you'd add however many testimonials you've got, and we'd move on, adding the guarantee. Okay, your money back guarantee. So guarantee box pops up for you nicely. Again, we're going to choose which one we want to use. We've got a range of images which we can use. I'm just going to find one which catches my eye. I'm going to go for this one here. 30-day money back guarantee. What I can do is I can just go to my sales copy and find my money back guarantee and just swipe that, head on back and paste it in. Format it if you wish to do so. For the sake of quickness, I'm not going to. And there you go, there's the money back guarantee on show nicely. You can choose whichever and format it whichever way you want. So now what we're going to do is add the buy button. So now, as we're using JVZoo to launch, we are going to be using custom HTML. So I'm going to put in HTML, which is going to bring this element up, custom HTML or shortcode. I'm going to select that. So now what you do, this works with any HTML code that you've got, by the way, as well. For instance, you may have something else which requires you pasting HTML code. For instance, I use a countdown timer from Countdown Monkey, and that requires me pasting in code into something like this, a custom HTML box, for it to appear on the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Seller's Dashboard in JVZoo, the Seller's Dashboard where your products are listed. I'm going to select 5-figure funnel profits, but not select it, select buy buttons underneath it. I'm hovering over it right now. So I'm selecting buy buttons, select the sales funnel. So 5-figure funnel profits is a sales funnel. So now what we've got a range of buy buttons for you to choose from. So I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to select this one. I like this one with the black or dark grey banner going across. So I'm going to grab the code, and it's the code underneath the buy button. So this code is for this buy button here. So I'm grabbing that, I'm copying it, heading back over to Optimize Press and pasting it in, okay? And then I'm going to insert. So there you go, there's the buy button. Now you'll notice it's not in the center of the page. So I'm going to go back to the code, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to add, well, I'm going to try and add the code to put it in the center. Which I think is that center. Yeah, there we go. So that's landed in the center. There's a buy button. We're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. You'd then add your PS, the text below. Obviously, you'd fill this out. This is just basically me skimming through it. You'd put more proof shots on. You'd obviously have the rest of your sales copy written. You'd have your more bullet points. You'd have more testimonials. You'd have about the product images, what they're going to get, all the benefits, following the 6 Ps. So going through the problem, going through the promise, going through proof, going through the product, going through the price, and going through the PS, okay? And then you'd be ready to go. You've got your buy buttons on. What you do then, I'm going to save and continue, and I'm going to show you the page. So we can view it publicly. We can view the public link. So here we are, this page is up, and you can view it as someone would do. It's not live, but you can view it as if it was. So we can scroll down, we can read the text. I'm obviously not happy with how close my image is to the bottom of the proof image. So I'd be editing or rearranging the bottom margin or top margin of my image just to move it down a bit and use a bigger gap. But you can see everything's on it. You can see the testimonials here. You've got the guarantee. You've got the buy now button. Now, what I want to show you is quickly, if I close the page, our exit pop-up appears. So wait, before you go, grab your free gift, click stay on page. So remember, I put the URL in for my sales page, 5-figure funnel profit. So I'm going to click stay on this page. And here we are. Obviously, you direct them to a squeeze page rather than my sales page. Of course, you can direct them to my sales page. No, I'm only joking. You need to direct them to your squeeze page in order for the free gift. So that's the sales page, guys. That's how, and now, now I've got this as well. I was trying to shut that down then. So that's how you add elements and pretty much the basis of how you do it, how you put your page together using Optimize Press 2. Now, what you need to do is you need to go through everything. You need to play around, add different things, add different elements, see what works for you. It does take some getting used to, guys. It really does. But before we do go, I've forgotten one thing. I just want to show you something. Now, you want to have graphics. If we go back to my sales page, I know this wasn't designed by me. It was designed by a professional, but I've got a graphic here. I've got a graphic here of the working 50 hours a week and being too tired. An empty wallet graphic. I'm just having a look, see what else. Some keys. So I'm providing a key. Okay, so these graphics have been added from a royalty-free provider. Now, in the ebook, I talk about Photolia. So this is Photolia, a massive range of graphics for you to choose from. So you could go here and you could pick up some graphics or images that you'd be allowed to use on your sales page. Okay, they've got a massive range. Pretty much everything's covered. Any niche, they've covered it. Okay, so I've dropped the link below the video. You can sign up and have a look for yourself and see what's on offer. Again, just take your time with it. Go through some of the tutorial videos which are inside the Optimize Hub if you struggle with anything. Again, I'm always on hand. If you do need a hand, if you need some advice, some guidance, just hit me up, guys, on my email. I'm more than happy to help you out and try and figure something out. I'll do my best to help you. That's it, guys, for the sales page. So now we're going to move on to the product access page. Let's get started with that.